Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, please subscribe if you haven't yet already. It's a red box probably underneath me somewhere, and if you click that, you'll be subscribed. If you have a Gmail account, you already have a YouTube account, so you could click subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And what today's video is a very simple Halloween tutorial. It's CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, which are industry standards in the printing industry for color. And these are the colors: cyan, which is the blue, yellow, magenta, and black is the other one. I will first show you this nail tutorial. I have polka dots on my ring fingers and then the other colors on my other nails. And I'm also using for this video the Carity matte palette, but you could use any colors. There are lots of rainbow palettes out there, lots of palettes that include colors like this. It's just really a matter of getting colors that are close. These colors are not necessarily 100% precise, but they're really close. So you could find something very close out there. And if you'd like to see how I got this look, very, very, very easy Halloween costume, and how I got this nail look, please keep watching. I started with a base coat. Any base coat would do. I did it in the order of CMYK, so cyan, magenta, yellow, yellow, yellow on my accent nail, and black on my pinky. I do yellow on my accent nail because that tends to make all the other colors that I'm putting on top of it pop a little bit better, but you can do it in any order that you want to. Then I'm just going to go in with color. You can use any colors that you want to. For yellow, I used Bondi New York Brick Road, and then for the cyan, I used Illamasqua Noble, and just going to put some down. This color is hard to see on the paper, but you can still see it. And I'm just using a dotting tool. Any dotting tool will do. I'm using a small gauge, but whatever you want to do. No right or wrong. And I'm just going to make a few dots on each hand. Then I have a paper towel to wipe it off with. Magenta, I'm using Bondi New York Fuchsiaistic. Same dotting tool. And I guess the gauge is medium gauge. It's not small, but it's not large. You can see the difference on this tool. This is the side that I'm using. This is the side that I'm not using, and that side's a lot bigger. And then I'm cleaning off the tool, and then I'm going to go in with black. And this is I don't even know if they make this anymore. This is a NYX Girl black. And GP 143 is the color. And then clean this off with the dotting tool. And then I wait for it to dry for a little bit, because if you were to put a top coat onto it now, it would streak. But I wait for 5 minutes or so, and then I go in with something like Sèche Vide or Out the Door, some kind of a fast drying top coat, and I go over that last accent nail. All right, so I've already gone in with Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. For foundation, I used Estee Lauder Double Wear in Ecru because I wanted something fairly full coverage. I used Tarte Shape Tape in light, and I used Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. And I also have laid down some of the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Primer. And now I'm going to go in with a NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk, just to give everything a white base so that the colors pop a lot more. And I'm only doing this on the lid part of my eye. My lids are a little hooded, not too hooded. And this is where the bulk of my color is going to go. If you had hooded eyes, what you could do, because one of the colors in this look is black, you could just do like thick black liner on the bottom part of your lid and put all the color on top. You also could put a bright color, just one bright color on the bottom, so that it pops every time you are kind of blinking or as you're looking out, and then put other colors on the top. Lots of things you can do for variation on this, but because my eyes are only a little bit hooded, I'm going to put the bulk of the color on my actual lids. Also for this look, I'm going to go in with a clean brush every time, because I don't want things to be blended. I want the colors to be very specific. So I'm going to go in with MAC Fix Plus Spray, and I'll start with a Morphe M124. It's a flat brush and it's pretty long. And I'm going to wet this with my Fix Plus. I'm going to go in with Tweety, the yellow color, right in the center of my lid. And I'm just going to keep coming back to layer the color up a little bit more. And I'll obviously do some blending over here too. Now, these are really pretty colors. I've used the Morphe palette before. The colors in it are not as opaque. They skip a little bit more. With those also, there's more fallout. If I was using that palette, I would lay down some powder on my face so that whatever fallout I was getting on my powder, not on my actual makeup. I probably would do this with my eyes first, generally how I do any brightly colored eye routine. Okay, I may come back with this again, leave this brush out. Next I'm gonna go in, this is just a smaller brush, doesn't really matter what you're using, but I'm gonna use this on the outside. This is a Ben Nye FD B6 brush, but it doesn't really matter what you're using. I will use Fix Plus on this. Then I'm going to go in with the Cyan on the outside, and I'm going to be really careful to not blend because yellow and blue would make green. And the color I'm using is Enchant. And I'm going to tap this off a little bit. Really just hitting that. These are good colors. They're very pigmented. They wear for a long time. Very little fallout. So it's not a straight line. It's not like, it is kind of like Neapolitan, I suppose, Neapolitan ice cream. But it's not, doesn't have to be as stripy as this is. Maybe it's more like fruit stripe gum. But yeah, that's the second color that I'm laying down. And then for the magenta, I'm going to go in with another small brush. This is a Real Techniques detailer brush. So these are the three that I've kind of used. This was for the yellow, the cyan. Now this is going to be for the magenta. I'm just using, they're pretty much the same size brush. Just, I really wanted to be able to use a clean brush for each color. So Fix Plus. And now I'll go in with the magenta, which is Lumbia, I think. And I'm going to hit that on my inner corner. And I'm going to tap it off, even though I know I'm not getting much fallout here, but I really don't want to get fallout at this point. I'm just bringing that over as close to the yellow as possible without really going on top of it. I would get kind of an orange color if I was mixing the magenta and the yellow. And that is pretty much done. I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring. I'm gonna go in with just one brush. This is a Zoeva 227, but any kind of small blending brush would do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna go in and just clean this off a little bit. I was getting some transfer from the milk. And I'm gonna go in with the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and I'm gonna go in with Tempted, just to lay down a little bit of shadow. I'm not really concerned about it being too contoured here. And I do see a little bit of white kind of poking through there. So I'm going to go back in with the Real Techniques small detailer brush with a little more of that Lumbia color and get that a little bit closer to the yellow. And that's pretty much it for color on my eyes. I'm going to zoom you through my liner. I'm using an Inglot 77 liner and a Morphe M250 small liner brush. Okay, just a minute. All right, wings are done. I'll go in and do a little contouring with my Kevyn Aucoin, the sculpting powder in light. And what you wouldn't want to do with this look is use a contour that's more like a bronzer, using a contour that has any kind of warm color in it, any kind of red color in it. For this, what I want to do is really stay as neutral as possible on everything else and make the only colors cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And also too, I didn't mention it, all the colors that I'm using are very matte. That's my preference with this look because these colors are so ubiquitous and industry standard that making them have any kind of a shimmer is not really true to what they're designed to do. But you could, if you wanted to, you could make it be anything you want it to be. For blush, I'm going to go in just because I would like a little bit of extra color on my face with Tarte Exposed. And this is a Real Techniques blush brush. Tarte Exposed is pretty neutral. It's almost taupe, like a little kind of a rosy taupe. You could go in with a bright magenta blush and just, but if I did that, I would really exaggerate it. I wouldn't just put a wash of color on. But you could do whatever you wanted to do. While I'm letting my gel eyeliner dry down a little bit, because I will curl and then I'll put on mascara, I'll do lips. And for lips, you could do anything. I don't have any yellow. In fact, I don't really even know that I know of anyone who makes a good yellow lipstick. There are obviously lots of good magentas on the market. And there also are a lot of good blacks. I really like Bull Chic by ColourPop. They also have a good liner. There are a lot of colors that you could use. I'm though going to use Cyan because that's just the most out there color for me. And the colors that I have are the NYX Liquid Suede in LSCL16. It's an interesting name for a color. And I'm lining with this pencil, Little Denim Dress. I'm going to zoom you through this a little bit just because I can't talk to you while I'm putting on lip liner and lipstick. But I'll put this on and then I'll finish everything up. All right, and this is a little more teal than it's really distracting to watch myself. This is a little more teal than it is a true cyan, but I think I can get away with it, especially because if you're out on Halloween, it's probably going to be a little bit dark and people won't really be able to kind of hold up a color strip or a Pantone chip to you to check to make sure that it's actually accurate. Going to go in with Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Again, really wanting to keep everything as flat and matte as possible. And now I'm going to curl my lashes. And I'm just using L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. You could use false lashes. You could use false lashes. I'm sure you could find something that has magenta or cyan or yellow on it. I'm just not good at applying false lashes. It's something that I'm practicing, but it's not something that I'm especially good at. So I'm not going to do it. So there. But the beauty of this look is that you can really pull it together. It's easy to find these colors in any kind of matte colorful palette that you might have, especially this time of year. I feel like there are a lot of brands that come out with rainbow kind of palettes. So if you can't wait for a Carity order, I'm just going to go in and color up the little bit that of my gel liner that went away when I curled it with some eyeliner pen. And that is pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty quick. The costume also is easy because one of the colors is black. So like a black dress and like a cyan or a magenta or a yellow cardigan or anything would do. Also shoes, black shoes if you have them. So this is the finished look with the nails. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that you took some time to spend with me today. A lot to do in the world and a lot to do on YouTube. And I appreciate that you took some time to spend with me. Take care and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.